I started out by saying that the root, going back to our root, I've described 3 roots. The first root is the one that I call the primordial root, which from, I said, the Sanskrit text, which says that the core of my being is the ultimate reality. What that means is that I am that, you are that, all these things are that. And that's all there is. What am I referring to? Everything is made up of the same thing I'm made of, which is energy. Of course, from quantum physics. For those who don't know what quantum physics is. But let me suffice to say that you need to check it out. Who you are, the core of your being, is the ultimate reality. That's the first root you need to discover. Like I said before, from the ancient Greek temple at Delphi, Pythagoras wrote, man, well, of course now, woman, know thyself. When you get to know who you are, they will understand everything else about your life. I mean, what is it that you are? You're made up of consciousness, which we call spirit, or energy, depending on which angle you're coming at it from. But we all are saying the same thing, whether you call it spirit, or you call it consciousness, or you call it energy. We're saying the same thing. And this spirit or consciousness or energy that you are is pure, is infinite, is unbounded, is abundant, is affluent, and is immortal. That's what your spirit is. It doesn't die. But it's actually in this flesh, in this body. So in other words, you are a spirit having a human experience. That's what you are. Now, when you incubate this body, when you incarnate this body, you gotta have a mind. While your spirit have all these attributes that you are here to express. You're here to express abundance. You're here to express unboundedness. You're here to express love and all these great things. But as soon as you get into this body, which have mind, due to all the stuff downloaded into your system from your ancestors, which come from your mom and your dad, your mind have 2 compartments. One is a conscious mind, your rational mind. The other one is unconscious mind, which is the subconscious. All it does is download and control. The conscious mind thinks rational, creative thought, but it's 5%, like I said before. So when you get to know the root of who you are, originally, your primordial nature, then you get an idea. Okay, I'm here to express all this abundance, love, happiness, and prosperity. That's the truth about who you are. That's your purpose here, to express all those qualities like God. That's why Jesus have to say, well, whosoever has seen me has seen my Father. Because whatever God is, you are here to express. But why are you not expressing that? Now here's the point. It's like the sun. Do you notice that the sun comes through to this earth? Sometimes it comes in rainbow. It has all these 7 colors. The same thing with you. So when you come through, you got to come through with your mind. This mind have 2 compartments. It has conscious and unconscious. So your conscious mind says, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to conquer the world. I'm going to do this. But your subconscious is like, all the stuff I downloaded, I'm still dealing with these steps. So I'm not going to let you go forward unless we have some kind of harmony here. So while you're thinking one thing in your conscious mind, then the subconscious is busy doing another thing. So we all came to this planet to live out our full potential. You have the potential for infinite wealth, happiness, or whatever else you crave. We all want the same thing. But why are we not living up to that full potential? It's because of the crap. It's like driving in a car with a foggy windshield. You can't see clear. That windshield represents your subconscious mind. I am so sensitive to this issue that I keep repeating this over and over and over, because for years I labored and always come short. I never known what was the problem until I was led to this very fact, and I started to uncover things, and I can see, of course, I started, connecting the dots. So, the first route, like I said, is to at least be aware you are here to achieve your highest potential, and that you are spirit having a human experience. That's what you are originally. Now, we get that out of the way. So you cannot have this victim mentality. The only way you have victim mentality is if you want to play victim and pretend like the ostrich that hides his head in the sand. The only reason why you're not living your full potential is as a result of what is recorded in your subconscious. That's the whole point. But originally you're full of potential. Put that aside. I have all this potential, now I want to express it. That's what you're here for. Just do not say, well, because I'm black, or because I'm white, or because I'm red. All this does not matter. Even though society will want to convey that to you, it's a lie. It's a lie they tell you to make you feel one way or another. You have full potential when you are right here. You have full potential. You are spirit having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience. It's the other way around. You're a spirit having a human experience. That's number one route you need to go back to. Know that you're spirit. That whoever wants to see God have to see you. Whatever God is expressed through who you are. Now we go to the second one. Why are you not living your dreams? You're not living your dreams because of the crap you picked up. Like everybody else. We all have issues. So where did this issue originate? Your conscious mind says, I'm going to go conquer the world. The subconscious says, hey, I don't think so. Where did it come from? Go check it out. It comes from your ancestry, your mom, your dad, at the point of conception. These were downloaded into your system. And as you grow up, they started to control your life. Because, like I said before, your rational mind is only 5%. And your subjective or whatever they call subconscious mind is 95%. So the odds are stacked against your rational conscious mind. So that's why you go to school. You come abroad, you still struggle. That's why you can travel anywhere, you're still the same person. Look at your family. Look at everybody in your family. Look at your mom. Look at your dad. Don't think that the fruit will fall too far away from the tree. But it can. If you realize what is going on, you can begin to do the inner work. Otherwise, there's inner glass ceiling that's going to keep you stunted. You're not going to grow past this inner glass ceiling that is set there by your subconscious through your parents and your ancestors. This is the truth. When I say going back to our root, the getting to the root will help you. Like, if you want to see what a tree is made of, go to the root. The tree have to grow the root before it grows tall. There's no tall tree without the root. So you got to go to the root. First of all, lay the foundation so you can take this inferiority complex out of the way. You are spirit, full of potential. Number one. Number two, why are you not living this dream? Because you got issues from one part of your mind, which is the subconscious. Because you can say, well, I got issues, I'm an alcoholic, that's fine. You got Alcoholic Anonymous, or whatever. You can be a drug addict, whatever. This is, you pick that up on your conscious mind. But why do you always have to relapse? Why is it that it's hard for you to make a change in your life? It's because the subconscious is saying, no, I don't think so. You're being sabotaged from there. That's where the major work had to be done from. When you go into some families, you see there's problems. Two people can't get along. Businesses are failing. There are so many issues with addiction and all kinds of stuff going on. And rationally, you can't figure it out. I have come across some well-educated people, Stanford, Yale, Harvard, whatever. They're so well-educated. That's on their rational mind. But you know what? They have some real issues that, you'll be like, you can't figure this out. Why haven't you been able to find this out? Because the subconscious mind is loaded with all those issues that unless somebody open your eyes to check in there, you will never know that something is holding you back. You don't approach life only from your rational mind. That's only 5%, like I said. So to get to the bottom of the whole thing, you're going to have to look at your subconscious state. Look at your mom. Look at your dad. Look at your entire family. You notice the kid comes out here speaking several languages. You notice earlier on between 1 to 7, they learn all these languages. Once they pass 7, they start having issue with learning stuff like that because the subconscious is now beginning to retreat. So the conscious mind is taking over. So like in my own case, my son is like, no, I can do this by myself. I can do that by myself. But my son is playing my tape. All the issues I have, I transfer to him. Unless my son realizes that he will grow up, he wants to do all these things, but he will have issues that I have. So not only will I deliver myself, I also have to deliver my own children. Otherwise, we will repeat the same tape that our parents repeated. That's why no matter how educated you are, if you come from a family that have issue with money, you will have issue with money. Go check it out. Your education does not teach you that. Now let's talk about our current educational system. You will spend all these years just training your conscious mind. Nobody teaches you the importance of failure. Failure is good. You remember what Clement Stone said? He said, you have a problem? That's good. Sadness, unhappiness, lack, all these things. Nobody taught us the importance of all these things in our lives. We are taught to avoid these things. But they give you important clues as to what is holding you back. But you keep struggling against it. It's not that you don't understand what you need to do to succeed in life. Rationally, you know that. But like they say from my country, that the lizard really want to sit down, but the tail will not let it sit down. Imagine that. The lizard wants to sit, but the tail wouldn't let it sit up. That's exactly what happens to us. So imagine the educational system only trains 5% of you, of your mind. That's why you can see most educated people, like I said, they are still going round and round. And apart from going to work and putting your suit and tie and, speaking well, speaking good English and all that stuff and holding important position, that does not mean success. Success comes from creating harmony between your subconscious mind and your conscious mind. Now, I'm still trying to get you to understand what going back to our root really entails. If you have problem, we need to start from the root. So the problem we have in society today is because our educational system and our society focuses on just the rational mind. So, but that's misplaced education. We lock people up to change them. That's fine for the person that went to jail if they know the truth about themselves. They can sit back and say, okay, maybe this prison time helps me to dig deep and find why I am doing what I'm doing. Okay? Now, society spends so much money in trying to get you to do right. But how can you do right when you don't have the capacity to know why you're doing wrong? Of course, like I said, the Apostle Paul lamented on this. The good things I want to do, I can't do. The bad things, I do not want to do. I see myself doing. Actually, the Bible also said it somewhere else. It said that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Now, nobody is calling it the right name. The spirit is who you are. Originally, your essential nature is that your spirit. But the flesh that you picked up need to cooperate with your spirit to achieve the purpose for which you are here. But why is your flesh, your body, not cooperating with your spirit? It's because the rational mind say, yeah, let's do the right thing. The subconscious say, no, we're not going that way. In fact, we'll keep drinking. No, we keep stealing. No, we keep lying. We keep shooting people. It's from the subconscious. But do you know, have you seen that when these people really are arrested or when they get in trouble, it dawns on them that they really don't want to do these things. But the way to change is difficult. Go to prison, you see people reoffending and reoffending and reoffending. I don't think anybody wants to be locked up. I don't think anybody wants to be strung out on drug and, you know, be left on a skid row. Go there, you see people alcoholic. Why is there no change? Because we're putting emphasis in the wrong area. If you want real change, you gotta go to your subconscious. Now, these are people whose problem have brought them to the street. But what about people that put suit and tie, who continually struggle to pay bills? Money is never enough. People who are trying to stay together, but they're always fighting, arguing. They can't find solution to their problem. These ones are the ones that go to the bookshop, buy a book, try to read. Do you notice that all these self-help books, after you read them, you continue to do the same thing because you're still going to the conscious mind. The subconscious is where the action is. The conscious mind knows all these things. But it's all is stacked against the conscious mind because the subconscious has all this power. That's where most of the things in your body operate from. For example, blinking your eyes. It's not your conscious mind that blinks the eyes. You need to pee, you can go to the toilet. It's not your conscious mind that do that. When you drive, your subconscious is in control. Even when your mind wanders away into something else, your subconscious is responsible. When you go to sleep, guess what's going on? The subconscious is dominant at that point, watching over, oh, you need to get up to pee. Oh, you need to get up, it's time to try. Do whatever, get up. Because subconscious is in charge 95% of your time, even during your waking time. You see how powerful that stuff is? So while you make all these goals, you make your vision board or whatever, the subconscious controls 95% of your activity. So if it has been programmed to fail, you could read all the books you want. You're not going to succeed. I am trying to point this out because I've been there myself. For years, I've always wanted to know. Why? What makes one person succeed and the other person fail? What is the difference between success and failure? What is the difference? So I've been studying this thing over and over and over. It has taken me almost 30 years of my life to come to this conclusion. And as I'm saying, the real change had to come from where the change had to come from, and that is from your root. Like I said, going back to our root. The real change begins when you know what is wrong with you. Again, 20-something years of active research here in the United States. After I left Africa, I started businesses. I said that before. But there's always this thing that I always feel, which I never paid attention to. You know, when I get a bill to pay, I always find it difficult to pay my bill, even though I may have money to pay it. Do you feel the same way? When you see a bill, man, all right? So how do you feel? That gives you an indication as to what tape is playing inside of you. When you hear a certain news, how do you feel? The reaction you get let you know. For example, you remember what Henry David Thoreau said? He said the mass of men and women live lives of quiet desperation. You know why they live life of quiet desperation? Because of the tape playing. Remember, the subconscious handles 95% of your activity, even when your conscious mind is at work, but subconscious still dominates. You know why you're miserable? What is your predominant thought every second of the day? Because you need to go to the hospital. If you don't have access to a little baby, go to the hospital, go to the delivery ward, go check out the children. See how they behave. A little child don't care whether he has a playing partner. He sits there and he's playing by itself. They live in bliss. That's our natural state. But me and you, every little news, boom, pushes a button. We're miserable. We're running this tape. We're running this tape. So when you talk about bliss, how do we feel bliss? We go drink. We sit down and drink. We push it a little bit more. If you're a man, you go and find a woman to love you. Or if you're a woman, you find a man to love you. Or you go shopping. All this is to try to cover that inner disquietness. That tape that is running is passed over. So your conscious mind says, we need to be happy. We need to love each other. Honey, I love you. Ha! The next minute, there's an argument. The woman is playing the tape she picked up from her parents. The man is playing the tape he picked up from his own parents. So these are two people playing old tapes. They are 50 years old, they're 30 years old, they're 20 years old, but they're still playing old tapes from the time they were 3 months old in the womb. Not even 3 months when they were born. From that 3 months old in the womb, in fact, you could go back. If you read Bradley Nelson's book, Emotion Code, you will see, Emotion Code, you will see where, from conception. So if your parents are always, pasting and futuring, that means they're always in the past. If they're not in the past, they're always in the future. So you're thinking about what happened before, or you're thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, just look at your own life. Where is your mind now? Where is your consciousness now? Just pause for a minute. Ask yourself, what am I thinking now? Very few people rarely spend time in the present. Because if you spend time in the present, then you will be able to pick up the games that your mind is playing. There was a story told by one of this guy, he's dead, Rajneev. Actually, we call him Osho, one of the Indian gurus. He said he was traveling somewhere, and the car that one of his guys was taking him to the event with broke down. So they tried to fix the car, they couldn't. So Osho said, okay, you know what, let's call somebody else to pick us up. So they were waiting for somebody to pick them up, and Osho kind of moved up a little forward to sit and wait. Then the driver of the vehicle was with the vehicle. So when Osho came back, the driver was weeping. Yeah, so why are you crying? Somebody's coming to pick up. This is a grown man, he's 70s, weeping. You know what he told Osho? I just hate to be by myself. Do you know a lot of people run from themselves? Do you know that? So I told the story of a famous guru named Osho, or Rajneev. He was being driven and the car broke down, and they were waiting for another person to pick them up, and the driver, who was spending time with Osho, started to cry when Osho stepped aside to do something. So Osho saw him and said, why are you crying? He said, well, I just hate to be by myself. This is the plight of human beings. We do not want to spend time with ourselves. You know, we have 7 stages of your consciousness: waking, sleeping, and dreaming. People never escape beyond these 3. You need to get to the 4th one, which is peeping into your soul. That's where you know what is in your subconscious. By this I mean you're going to have to spend time in your silence. This is one of the ways that you will see what is recorded in your subconscious. One of the ways. If you hope to see any change in your life, you're going to start to spend time in silence with yourself.
Attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Feeling like a double rhyme double on a heavenly level. Bang the bass, turn up the treble. Radical mind day and night all the time. 714, wise, divine. Maniac, radiac, winning the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James. Attack, and you don't want that. I've got the power. I've got and you don't want that.